Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here and welcome back to the channel. This week saw our final season premiere for The Flash, that being Season 9, Episode 1, titled Wednesday Ever After. This episode saw Barry and Iris stuck in a sort of Groundhog Day style time loop for the episode's duration, which was a pretty fun way to kick off this final season of The Flash. So with that said, obvious spoiler warning if you haven't seen this week's episode yet, but without any further ado, let's just speed our way right into this breakdown. The episode kicks off with Barry's nightmare facing Tar Pit alongside Team Flash, revealing his biggest fear at the moment. Barry is still feeling guilty about not being able to save Frost last season, which has carried into him feeling like he may fail to protect the other members of Team Flash, including Iris. Now, we did see the little red lightning flicker in the eyes of everyone in the Dream Team, and I'm pretty sure that's a big hint at the newest evil speedster in town that we were introduced to at the end of the episode. However, the main focus of this premiere was on Barry and Iris trying to readjust to normal life following the defeat of Thawne and the negative forces at the end of last season, which we did learn in-universe was just last week. In an effort to keep the timeline on track as well as keep Iris and the team safe, Barry created a map book with information that he has gathered from the various time travel adventures he's been on from throughout the years. Moving into the main loop of the episode, the time loop, Barry goes downtown to try and stop the new Captain Boomerang, that being Owen Mercer, from stealing a piece of Cord Industries tech. However, when his speed interacted with the device, it caused a particle reaction, which affected not only himself, but Iris as well. These particles trapped the two of them in a time loop, doomed to repeat the same day over and over again until they could find a way to safely stop Captain Boomerang without causing another reaction. And I did love the little aside by Iris when she was all like, "Barry, what did you do this time? My boy just can't catch a break, can he?" Throughout the course of the episode, Barry and Iris started off by living out the day separately, however, realized by the end in order to stop Captain Boomerang and escape this time loop, they needed to work together and push the timeline forward, not according to Barry's map book, but on their own terms. I thought the various versions of the Boomerang fight were pretty cool, especially the shot with Barry dodging the boomerangs all Matrix style, as well as showcasing just how good the Flash suit looks with those gold boots. Definitely a top tier design. And how many freaking times is Central City going to be facing nuclear destruction? It seems like almost every villain has a secret nuke, and that's just their last resort. Oh, I can't beat the Flash, I guess I'll just nuke Central City and escape. Either way, we did get a very interesting scene here with Barry phasing the blast to make it intangible and safely dissipate throughout the city. This episode also gave us the most interpersonal development for Barry and Iris together in quite a while. After a nice good old Joe West pep talk, Barry realized that he shouldn't try and follow everything he knows about the future to the letter. He and Iris should be allowed to make their own decisions about life and do things on their own terms, not because the future says something should happen. I thought that was honestly a pretty great message and a nice way to kick off the season to give us a direction and mindset for these two carrying into the rest of Season 9. For the side stories of the week, we had Cecile learning to control the new telekinetic side of her powers, and Joe brought up his desire to actually leave Central City, setting up for his exit as, like I've mentioned before, Jesse L. Martin unfortunately will not be in every single episode this season. We also had the long-awaited bit where Chester and Allegra, well, that happened. Definitely was dragged out for far too long, but hopefully moving forward, this means they'll be able to focus more on them as part of Team Flash, rather than making their only character progression relationship related. But now, moving into the two big teasers at the end of the episode, the first of which was with Caitlin or Frost or whoever Danielle Panabaker is actually playing now. We had Barry respond to a distress call coming from Caitlin's phone in Star Labs, where he was greeted by someone who looks like Caitlin and Frost, but is neither. From this short little interaction, I'm definitely starting to think that my prediction from before the season started may actually be what's happening here. We could be getting some sort of amalgam character, a combination of both Caitlyn and Frost to create an entirely new character altogether. The reason I say this is based off of her design, with the blue streaks in her hair, obviously from Frost, and her voice and mannerisms seem very reminiscent to those of Caitlyn. Based off of the trailer for next week's episode, it seems like we will know for sure what is going on with this new version of Caitlyn, but at this point my theory is that she is a combination of Caitlyn and Frost, with the memories of both but a brand new personality and consciousness. I believe her story for the season will most likely revolve around learning to be a hero on her own while honoring both Caitlyn and Frost. While I'm sure Barry will be trying to bring Caitlyn back and Chilblain will be doing the same, but trying to bring the Frost side of her back. What would be very interesting is if this character ends up being another version of Killer Frost from the comics, that being either Crystal Frost or Louise Lincoln, who have both held the mantle in the comics at one point or another. So wherever they end up taking this Caitlyn Frost storyline, I'm definitely intrigued to see how it all plays out and her importance to the overall story of Season 9. And the final big cliffhanger tease of the episode, everyone's favorite Bat-themed speedster combo, that being Red Death. After the final fight with the Flash, Captain Boomerang escapes with a piece of tech and brings it to this evil-looking warehouse. Obviously, he was working for someone, and that someone was Red Death. Before the season started, the theory was that Red Death was the one who assembled this new team of rogues, and it seems like that is the way they are taking things here. The rogues will be collecting pieces of tech for Red Death to create this time machine we heard about in the big trailer for the first graphic novel of the season. I thought our introduction to her, while quick, was still very effective. We get a listen at the modulated voice for Red Death, as well as we get to see her run around a bit while phasing. We don't get a good look at the suit, but we did get to see the Red Death logo, which I thought looked very cool. If you did want a full look at the suit, there was a behind-the-scenes picture posted and then quickly deleted, probably for spoilery reasons, before the season premiere by Danielle Nicolette, who plays Cecile on set with Javicia Leslie in the Red Death suit. This was probably our best up-close look, and man, does the suit look good. Glad I was able to save the screenshot when I did. Obviously, the show is drawing a lot from the comic version of the suit while looking like a combination of the Batwoman 2.0 suit along with Luke Fox's Batwing suit, just with an evil dark red paint job. Definitely excited to fully see the suit in action along with Red Death's plans, most likely trying to build this time machine in order to prevent the catalyst for her transformation into the Red Death. So I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't a multiversal version of Ryan Wilder, but instead an alternate timeline where things may have taken a darker turn. One final thing I just wanted to throw right in at the end, we did get another group of confirmed character returns for later on in Season 9. We will of course be seeing Rick Cosnett, Matt Lesher, and Jessica Parker Kennedy all returning in some form or fashion in the latter portion of this season. Hopefully this means we'll be seeing Cobalt Blue Eddie Thawne, a possible Reverse Flash origin with Matt Lesher, as well as some more fun Flash family stuff with the return of Jessica as Nora and XS. Overall though guys, definitely a very strong start to this final season of The Flash, and I'm super excited to see how this all unfolds. But with that said, I want to know what you guys thought about all of this down there in the comments below. What do you think is going on with this version of not Caitlyn or Frost? What are Red Death's true intentions, and what do you think about this new group of returning characters for Season 9? Let me know your thoughts on all of this down there in the comments below. But until next time guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.